Well, let's go into like what the school holidays are for, and like the background behind.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why they're so long in the first place is because of working patterns in the old times.
The 1800s.
More agrarian economies, and the children would need to help out their parents with the harvest. It's kind of born out of that, but I think now it's kind of, the narrative is a bit repurposed, because now it's about like offering people enough rest, but it wasn't really about that in the old, like it wasn't about downtime, it was about actually getting people to work on something else. So
you should be working on something else in that time, really.
Well, the change is as good as a rest, as they say. I do find that like sometimes I do like just resting, sitting back and in a, I don't know, deck chair or whatever, sunbathing or something like that. I kind of think what's the point of this? I should be doing something else.
I've never been able to just sit on a beach.
It's so hard for me to do, because I'm always like, I kind of want to. I like holidays where I like go out and
see things and
do things, or like visit museums or something like that. So I'm actually like learning or stimulating myself in some way. Yeah. But you know, like recently, I think I've started to appreciate it a bit more, just resting. But I find that after a few days, it just becomes too much.
Yeah, for me, after 1.5 days of doing nothing, I need to do something.
I'd say at least 2, probably.
Yeah.
I'd say 2 days. I can rest solidly for 2 days and not do much. But after that, it becomes a bit like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the purpose?
Well, just to re-energize and, heal.
But I think you can also heal by doing something different. There's like new experiences can, sort of bring you a new perspective on things, and sort of open up your creative juices as well.
So would you say that the summer holidays, that was like the main or only reason, was help out on farms and things?
That was like, well, obviously, like I think everyone needs some downtime at some point. But originally they're so long for that reason, and now we don't have an agrarian economy. So I think it's important that we, as a country, and based on sort of our modern economy, how should we redistribute holidays and that kind of thing? I mean, the one strongest argument for like just keeping it the same is just because disruption is not necessarily a good thing. Like sometimes if you change something, it ends up disrupting people's patterns, which is sometimes not a good thing.
Yeah, but it's also difficult now because, well, in terms of childcare, before you'd have, well, the mother would be like at home looking after the child.
Well, yeah.
So like now, having a long summer holiday like that, again, it was like based on the farm thing, but in today's terms, we have like both parents are working.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
There's like,
so what happens?
There's like 3 different stakeholders, isn't there? Like you've got the parents, you've got the teachers, and you've got the students.
Yeah.
And they all should be considered. And before you come up with a sort of final conclusion, you've got to weigh up the benefits and negatives for each of the stakeholders. Yeah, as you say, the economy is very different now. Both parents are usually working.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
So that limits how much time they can spend with their kids, rightly or wrongly. Unfortunately, it's like quite difficult to find a job that can support a whole family.
It's very rare to find that.
There is also this sort of like cultural understanding that school holidays are at this time, so everyone's sort of taking a break at the same time. It's sort of so it's not quite as disruptive as it could be if like half the people work and half not. There is this sort of understanding that
roughly now everybody is off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or working less at least.
Yeah.
But then I kind of think to myself, well, you know, doctors and nurses and things like that, their work doesn't stop during that time. Like they sort of continue. Although they do tend to build up holiday for that time, but that's only because that's the sort of set time that you say, okay, well, everyone's going off on holiday. I mean, there's this whole argument about how teachers, they work really hard throughout the year and then they need that time to reset, and so do students. But I just think everyone's working hard, like, no matter what you're doing. Like, should teachers automatically get like 6 weeks, or students get 6 weeks when, you know, other people don't? I definitely feel that as a tutor, like, because we don't really holiday much. So
no, but then I also don't think our hours are as long as most people's.
Are they? They are quite long.
They're quite long, but
I mean, I don't get back till 8.
But most people will start at 7, 8 in the morning and then not go back till 8. We start later and we finish later.
True. Yeah.
We could always be doing more. Everyone can. Thanks for watching this clip of the Education Lounge podcast. To watch another clip, click here or here. To watch the full episode, click here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps the algorithm.
The Education Lounge podcast.